This video is for the Unit 1 Skill 6 formative key on exponential and log derivatives. So as we saw in class, the exponential and log rules are exactly that. Another rule that we are learning about derivatives. One of the good news is we are getting close to being done in this objective with all of the rules that we will learn in this class. So for this foreseeable future, it will be using and applying these rules. So we see at level 2 that we are asked to do these problems in the context of the chain, product, or quotient rule. And this question asked is no different. We're given a situation, and then we are given a formula for E of t, and asked about the instantaneous change. So that's what I see, that's what I focus on. Those are the terms that is telling me to take a derivative. So I'm going to look for E prime of t here. And again, I'm going to use the rule that I learned in class, which stated the derivative of an exponential function is the exponential function multiplied by the base of that exponential function. So my derivative of 4 to the t is 4 to the t times natural log of 4. Plus, I have the natural log of sine of t, and I learned that the derivative of ln is the reciprocal function. So I have 1 over sine of t, still have that composition from the chain rule, times the derivative of sine of t, which I know from my old trig rules is cosine of t. So most likely in a multiple choice setting, this answer would be written this way. So that you'd be comfortable in that manner as well. Level 3, we continue this theme of the tangent line problem. In this case, again, I see the keywords tangent, see line attached to it. So I know I'm thinking y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. And of course I have my point, in this case x being equal to e. Anytime I see the word tangent, I know I'm thinking derivative. So in this case I have a product, 3x times natural log of x squared. So I will apply the product rule. Derivative of 3x is 3. Derivative of natural log is the reciprocal function. So 3x times 1 over x squared. And then the derivative of 2x, or excuse me, of x squared is 2x. So I have my derivative for g prime. So I want to evaluate this at e. So I have 3 times the natural log of e squared plus 3 times e, and then I have times 2e over e squared. So if I do some cleaning up here, e squared will simplify, so I have plus 6 there. The natural log of e squared is one of those things I should immediately recognize is equal to 2, so I have 6 plus 6, or 12. I still need the y value, so I still need g of e, which will be 3 times e times the natural log of e squared, which again will be 3e times 2, or 6e. And now I have everything I need for my line. Y minus 6e equals 12 times x minus e is my final answer. Actually, we'll take a look at the level 4 here. Boy, I've got a lot going on. Let me try and see if I can break this thing down. I see a keyword normal, so I know I'm going to need a derivative of something here. I see k prime of x is normal to that, f of g of x. So here we go. I'm going to start with the thing that I believe is easiest, which is finding f of g of x. And I'm not going to do it symbolically since I'm actually given the functions. I'm going to start with what's f of g of x equals e to the negative 5 negative ln of e to the 1/5. So the negative negative becomes a positive in there. So I have 5 natural log of e to the 1/5. And a funny thing happens here. Natural log of e to the 1/5 is 1/5 times 5 is 1. So I'm left with just e to the first. Find where k prime of x is normal to f of g of x. So now I know f of g of x and what that's equal to. I know normal means the slopes are negative reciprocals. So I'm going to find k prime of x. So here's k of x. So k prime of x, I'll apply my rules. But before I apply my rule, I'm actually going to run the risk here. I'm going to do the algebra first. As I've mentioned in class a number of times, whether I do the calculus first and the algebra second, or the algebra first and the calculus second, I should still end up with the same answer. But very often, the algebra or calculus, one or the other, will lead to a much simpler solution. In this case, if I do the algebra first, I will be a much, much happier person with this problem because 10 to the log base 10 are inverses. That's just equal to x squared plus 2x. So k prime of x is 2x plus 2. Equal to, since it's normal, the negative reciprocal, 1 over e. And now I'll solve for x. Negative 1 over e minus 2. All that divided by 2. So that problem looked really rough. But once I just focus on those keywords, I see it's actually not bad at all.